So what happened to the previous case? Where is it now? It's still in court?
Yeah, man. That's about the scamming case. Yeah, man, in a court now, about 2 years now.
Reggae legends who were high-ranking gang members. You might think reggae is all peace, love, and ganja. That is, until you find out some of its biggest stars were allegedly moving with street crews and real-life gang ties. We're talking murder trials, turf wars, and lyrical beefs that weren't just for show. This list isn't made up of rumors from your auntie's WhatsApp group. There are actual court records, arrests, and some wild backstories behind the beats. From global icons to local legends, here are 12 reggae artists who were tied to gang activity. Some proven, some just whispered, but all worth a closer look. Bounty Killer. You can't talk about hardcore dancehall without bringing up Bounty Killer. The man didn't just drop bars, he lived them. Before he was clashing with Beanie Man and showing up on Billboard, Bounty was dodging bullets and slanging figurines. Yeah, you heard that right, figurines. Born Rodney Price, he grew up in Seaview Gardens, a rough part of Kingston, where the only thing louder than the sound systems was the gunshots. At just 14, a stray bullet hit him during a political shootout. While laid up in the hospital, he didn't pick a cute stage name. He picked Bounty Killer. That's not branding, that's a warning. He started DJing as a teen and eventually recorded at King Jammy's studio. One of his first songs, Copper Shot, was so full of gun talk, Jammy didn't even want to release it. His brother said, "Nah, let it rip," and it blew up in Jamaica and New York. By the 90s, Bounty was knee-deep in lyrical beefs. He clashed with Beanie Man, Merciless, and even Vib's Cartel. Some folks claim those rivalries weren't just about music. They came with street backup. Allegations tied him to gang activity, but nothing ever stuck in court. Still, his name always seemed to pop up when things got a little too real in Kingston. Outside the studio, he wasn't exactly choir boy material. He's been arrested for assault, traffic violations, and cussing on stage. One time, he allegedly beat his baby's mother so badly, she ended up with her head against a wall. Charges came and headlines followed. But the man had talent. Albums like My Experience and Ghetto Dictionary hit hard. His Grammy win for Hey Baby with No Doubt put him on the international map. Collaborations with everyone from Busta Rhymes to Robin showed just how wide his reach was. Still, Bounty wasn't shy about throwing shade. He once said most popular rap was embarrassing to reggae, and yet he still worked with Wu-Tang and Mobb Deep. Make it make sense. Today he's calmed down, sort of. He says he's focusing on social issues and leaving past beefs behind. But that edge, it never really left. You don't get the name Bounty Killer and then start singing lullabies. Vibes Cartel. Some artists leave the streets behind. Vibes Cartel brought them into the booth and dared anyone to blink. Known to fans as World Boss or just Teacha, Cartel rose from gritty Portmore corners to dominate Jamaica's dancehall scene, with enough swagger to make the whole island stop and listen. But behind the punchlines and chart toppers was a man authorities claimed didn't just rap about war, he ran one. Cartel's name became tangled in the dark world of gang politics. The crew he led, Gaza, wasn't just a music squad. It was allegedly a real street organization with turf, rivals, and a whole lot of heat. The drama with rival Mavado sparked a cultural split in Jamaica, Gaza versus Gully. Schools were divided, street fights broke out, and it got serious enough for the Prime Minister to step in and call for peace. Yes, that deep. In 2011, the music hit pause when Cartel was arrested for murder. 2 cases, countless delays, and Jamaica's longest criminal trial later, he was sentenced to life in 2014 for the killing of Clive Lizard Williams. Prosecutors said Cartel ordered the hit over a missing gun. And in true Cartel fashion, they claimed he was passing orders and threats through coded lyrics. But even locked up, his voice never faded. Cartel kept releasing songs, somehow. Over 50 in 1 year alone. No one could figure out how he was recording behind bars. And Cartel wasn't exactly offering studio tours. Fans were thrilled. Authorities, not so much. Then came the twist. In 2024, the UK Privy Council overturned the conviction, citing shady business with one of the jurors. A few months later, the Court of Appeal threw in the towel, no retrial. Cartel walked free. Today, the man who once rhymed about bleach and bulletproof love is a Grammy-nominated artist with a YouTube show and a whole new life. But ask around Jamaica, and folks will tell you, whether hero or villain, Cartel's story ain't over. Because when it comes to Vibes Cartel, the music and the mystery always find a way to keep playing. Ninja Man. Once hailed as the Don Gorgon of dancehall, Ninja Man didn't just spit fire, he lived it. With a stutter in his flow and a storm in his delivery, Desmond Ballantyne was both a lyrical legend and a lightning rod for controversy. His rise from Kingston sound systems to the heights of dancehall fame was as fast and raw as one of his infamous lyrical clashes, but the fall, that was even louder. Born in 1906 in Inato Bay, Ninja Man launched his music career under names like Double Ugly and Ugly Man before settling on the moniker that would make him infamous. At just 14, he began DJing on the Black Culture sound system, and later Kilimanjaro, learning from legends like Supercat. His gritty freestyle approach and pro-gun anthems like Murder Dem and Permit to Bury secured his image as the embodiment of Jamaica's rude boy archetype. But behind the bravado and bullet metaphors was a deeply complex figure. In the 90s, amid growing criticism over his violent lyrics and struggling with addiction, Ninja Man pivoted. Rebranding himself as Brother Desmond, he dabbled in gospel reggae and sought redemption through Christianity. He even dabbled in acting, starring in Third World Cop, which became Jamaica's highest-grossing film. Yet, the streets always seemed to call him back. In 2009, Ninja Man and his son were arrested for the murder of Ricardo Johnson. Years of trial delays followed before a conviction came in 2017. He was sentenced to life, with a chance of parole after 25 years. His fall from grace was as dramatic as his music. Offstage, his legacy is complicated. 33 children with 32 women, a bullet-riddled discography, and a life that blurred the line between performance and reality. Beanie Man. From a 5-year-old prodigy with a mic to a Grammy-winning powerhouse, Beanie Man's life has been a rhythmic roller coaster, complete with turf tensions, lyrical crossfire, and more hit records than a Kingston sound system in full blaze. Though he's long denied ties to organized crime, Beanie Man's name was whispered in the same breath as Zinc Fence, a known street faction. The rumors flared hottest during his lyrical war with rival bounty killer. What looked like a clash of verses was laced with real-world territorial friction. In dancehall, music isn't just entertainment, it's an arena, and every line could be a landmine. Born Moses Davis in 1973, Beanie Man got an early start with help from his uncle, a drummer for Jimmy Cliff. By age 10, he had already dropped an album. After a brief pause to finish school and globetrot, he returned to dancehall in the early 90s, rubbing shoulders with giants like Shabba Ranks and Ninja Man. His energy was unmatched, his confidence undeniable, and by the mid-90s, he was being called a king in his own right. Beanie's rise wasn't just about hype. He earned DJ of the Year honors 8 times, lit up global charts with hits like Who Am I and Girls Dem Sugar, and even snagged a Grammy in 2001. His international appeal only expanded through collaborations with stars like Janet Jackson and Wyclef Jean. But even as he broke barriers abroad, drama simmered at home. Aside from the bounty killer feud, which occasionally spilled beyond the stage, Beanie clashed with fellow legends like Yellow Man and faced criticism for past lyrics seen as anti-gay. He later addressed the controversy, issuing multiple statements of remorse, though not always consistently. Still, whether you see him as a dancehall demigod or a polarizing figure, Beanie Man's impact on the genre is undeniable. His catalog shaped the global soundscape of Jamaican music, and his battles, both musical and personal, are stitched into the genre's DNA. In a world where the beat never stops, Beanie Man made sure his name echoed far beyond the baseline. Buju Banton. When Buju Banton was arrested in the US on serious drug charges, it rocked the reggae world like a dropped sound system speaker. Was it a case of a superstar tangled in the wrong web, or the victim of a federal sting operation gone too far? Born Mark Anthony Myrie in Kingston, Jamaica, Buju Banton rose from local dancehall prodigy to international reggae icon. With a gruff voice and an unmatched lyrical style, he shattered Bob Marley's record for #1 hits in Jamaica in '92. His early catalog, including Mr. Mention and Voice of Jamaica, cemented his place in music history, while later works like Till Shiloh showed a spiritual shift rooted in Rastafari teachings. But his legacy hit a sharp note in 2009 when U.S. authorities charged him in a drug conspiracy case involving more than 5 kilos of cocaine. Although his first trial ended in a hung jury, the second saw him convicted and sentenced to over a decade behind bars. The evidence included surveillance footage of Banton tasting cocaine in a warehouse and taped conversations with a paid informant. Yet, many fans and supporters argued he was set up, more curious than complicit, and manipulated by a man chasing a $50,000 payday. Despite swirling rumors, no direct ties to a specific Jamaican gang were ever publicly confirmed. Still, the whispers of underworld connections stuck around like smoke after a dancehall clash. Banton's return to the stage in 2010 drew tens of thousands. His post-prison career has been prolific, including new music, global tours, and even a Rock Nation deal. But his story remains a cautionary tale in the blurred lines between street credibility, celebrity, and law enforcement. Some call him a fallen angel, others a wronged prophet. Either way, Buju Banton's journey is as layered as his lyrics, and proof that in reggae, the beat may be steady, but the road is anything but smooth. Merciless. In the ruthless world of 90s dancehall, lyrical battles often blurred the line between performance and real-life beef. And no one danced that razor's edge quite like Merciless, a man whose bars could cut like blades, and whose reputation stretched far beyond the stage. Leonard Bartley, better known as Merciless, wasn't your average DJ. Born in Clarendon, Jamaica in 1971, he climbed the ranks from local sound systems to national fame with his '94 breakout hit, Lend Out My Mercy. But it was Mavis that catapulted him to stardom, dominating Jamaican charts and igniting dance floors with its cheeky wordplay and infectious rhythm. Though not officially tied to any gang, rumors followed him like a shadow. His on-stage feuds with giants like Bounty Killer, Beanie Man, and Ninja Man weren't just lyrical spats. They carried a tension that some believed had real street heat behind it. Spanish Town factions were whispered to have his back. And while nothing was ever proven, the dancehall grapevine rarely sleeps. Known by the nickname Warhead, Merciless thrived on musical clashes. He didn't just battle competitors, he obliterated them. He earned a reputation as one of the most fearless mic warriors in the game. Still, despite his firebrand persona, Merciless had range. In the late 90s, he shifted toward more conscious, introspective lyrics, showing he could be both a fighter and a philosopher. Even jail time in Florida, 14 months behind bars, couldn't dim his flame. Upon release, he returned to the stage with the same aggressive flair and rhythmic mastery that made him a legend. In a surprising twist, he even collaborated with his on-again, off-again rival Bounty Killer on No One Cares in 2000. Merciless passed away in 2022, leaving behind a complex legacy. While official gang ties were never confirmed, his name remains steeped in the mythology of dancehall, equal parts folklore and fact. Whether he was a lone lyrical warrior or had silent street alliances, one thing's certain: when Merciless stepped on the mic, nobody was safe. His story reminds us that in Jamaican music culture, power isn't just in the lyrics, it's in the rumors, the rivalries, and the reverberating echoes of every clash. Idonia. Before the fame, the mixtapes, and the shell-shocking riddims, Idonia was just a Kingston kid reenacting clashes from Sting 93 in his high school classroom. Fast forward a couple of decades, and he's a household name in dancehall, yet his rise came with rumors, whispers, and a tight-knit crew that blurred the lines between music family and street affiliations. Born Sheldon Aitana Ricardo Lawrence, Idonia came up through the bustling dancehall scene with undeniable grit. He wasn't just inspired by lyrical titans like Bounty Killer. He studied them, copied their cadences, and eventually carved out a signature sound of his own. His early alliance with the Jag 1 Productions, J.O.P. crew, sparked talk though. Some claimed J.O.P. operated more like a street outfit than a record label. While nothing criminal was ever confirmed, the streets love a good story, and Idonia's circle was always thick with loyalty and firebrand energy. What's not up for debate is the work ethic. From delivering packages at FedEx during his time in the US to linking up with Mr. G, aka Goofy, for his first track, Many A Dem, Idonia never lost focus. His breakthrough hit Lolly put him on VP Records' radar, And from there, he kept the momentum going, crafting hits and leading J.O.P. into the spotlight with future stars like Gavanna. As his fame grew, so did speculation. His early alignment with the Gaza movement, helmed by the infamous Vibiz Cartel, only fueled the rumors. But Idonia has always danced on his own terms. He's distanced himself from the gang labels in recent years, focusing instead on music, family, and evolving his sound. Tragically, in 2022, he and his wife, Kimberly Megan, lost their 9-year-old son, Khalif. It was a heartbreaking chapter in a life already marked by struggle and resilience. Still, Idonia remains a pillar of the genre, complex, lyrical, and unapologetically raw. His story isn't just about gang whispers or dancehall bangers. It's about transformation, loss, legacy, and surviving it all with a mic in hand. Tommy Lee Sparta. Imagine a dancehall artist whose sound blends eerie, gothic vibes with the raw energy of Jamaica's streets. That's Tommy Lee Sparta for you. Born Leroy Russell Jr. on November 4, 1987, in Flankers, Montego Bay, Tommy Lee carved a niche with his gothic dancehall style, a mix of dark themes and Satan-inspired imagery that set him apart from his peers and stirred both fascination and controversy. Tommy Lee's journey began in late 2007 at Snipa Studios, where his debut track, Spartan Story, hinted at his unique voice. While he initially hesitated to join the powerful Portmore empire, led by Vibiz Cartel, a pivotal performance at Cartel's 2010 birthday bash convinced him to dive into the spotlight. That same year, Warn Dem marked his first taste of recognition, but it was 2011's Some Boy, Link Pon Y Chain that truly launched him into the dancehall stratosphere, climbing charts and dominating Caribbean airwaves well beyond Jamaica's shores. Tommy Lee's path hasn't been without bumps. His close ties with the Gaza camp, especially during Cartel's legal struggles, added layers of complexity. In 2012, when Adi Jahiem Records shuttered, he co-founded the PG-13 label with Gaza Slim, signaling a fresh chapter. Around this time, a name tweak to Tommy Lee Sparta helped distinguish him from American icons, while paying homage to his Montego Bay roots. His dark persona sparked a high-profile clash with dancehall heavyweight Bounty Killer in 2012, fueled by fiery social media exchanges and diss tracks like Goathead. Though tensions ran high and Bounty canceled a much-anticipated Sting Festival showdown, respect eventually prevailed, and both artists put their feud to rest. Offstage, life tested Tommy Lee in different ways. Losing his father at 9 and becoming a father himself at just 14 shaped his early years. He also faced legal battles, including a dismissed lottery scam case and a 3-year prison sentence for firearm possession, served between 21 and 23. Despite the hurdles, Tommy Lee Sparta's impact remains undeniable. His innovative style challenges dancehall norms, while hits like Psycho and Shook, Uncle Demon, showcase a fearless artist unafraid to explore shadows. From Montego Bay's streets to international stages, Tommy Lee Sparta's story is one of resilience, reinvention, and the dark allure of dancehall's gothic side. Mavado. When you think of dancehall's raw power and street credibility, Mavado's name immediately commands respect. Born David Constantine Brooks on November 30th, 1981, in the gritty neighborhood of Cassava Peace, Kingston, Jamaica, Mavado rose to fame as a central figure of the Gully faction in the infamous Gaza versus Gully rivalry that once divided dancehall culture and the streets alike. Inspired early on by dancehall icon Bounty Killer, who became his mentor and introduced him to the music industry's inner circle, Mavado crafted a persona and sound that quickly resonated with fans. His stage name, a twist on the Swiss watch brand Mavado, was given a unique spin by his manager to reflect his own rhythm and style. His breakthrough hit Real McCoy in 2005 announced his arrival, with the single Dying solidifying his presence, even receiving heavy airplay on New York's influential Hot 97 radio station. Yet, Mavado's career has been as turbulent as it is celebrated. His ties to Cassava Peace brought scrutiny, with his entourage facing legal issues, and Mavado himself named in investigations into local violence. A 2007 arrest led to a harrowing police custody incident, where he claims to have been thrown through a glass window, injuring his hand, and later faced charges related to firearm possession. These brushes with the law contributed to a U.S. entry ban that limited his international performances. Controversy also surrounded Mavado's lyrics, particularly songs like Batty Boy Termination, which drew criticism and bans for anti-LGBTQ+ content. Unlike some peers, he refused to sign the Reggae Compassionate Act, a pledge against homophobic lyrics, which at times isolated him from certain Caribbean audiences. Despite the hurdles, Mavado's influence grew. He featured on multiple DJ Khaled albums after signing with We the Best Music Group in 2011, collaborating with artists like Nicki Minaj on Give It All to Me. His music even crossed into pop culture, appearing in video game soundtracks like Grand Theft Auto 4 and collaborations with grime and hip-hop artists in the UK and the US. Mavado's entrepreneurial spirit shone through when he founded Mansion Records in 2011, spearheading new talent and releasing hits like Delilah. His 2016 track Progress was part of DJ Khaled's Grammy-nominated album Major Key, and in 2017, he helped form the MVP camp alongside Alkaline and Jamiel, declaring it a game-changer in dancehall. Known for both his streetwise lyrics and melodic prowess, Mavado remains a pivotal figure in dancehall's evolving landscape. From his early days in Kingston's tough streets to collaborations with global superstars, his story is one of talent, controversy, resilience, and undeniable impact. Jah Cure. Few voices in reggae blend smooth romance with raw emotional depth, quite like Jah Cure. Known for his signature lover's rock style, Jah Cure's story is a roller coaster ride marked by both powerful music and a turbulent past. Born Sikachur Alcock on October 11, 1978 in Hanover, Jamaica, he grew up in Kingston and was christened Jah Cure by fellow artist Kapton, a name that would soon echo across reggae stages worldwide. Jah Cure's breakthrough arrived in '97 with the duet King in This Jungle, alongside Sizzla, and produced by the legendary Beres Hammond, who also became his mentor. His early career saw him touring Europe and the Caribbean, sharing stages with Harmony House Family, while releasing singles that won praise for their heartfelt lyrics and melodic strength. But fame came amid personal struggles. In '98, Jah Cure was arrested in Montego Bay on charges including rape and gun possession. Convicted and sentenced to 15 years, he spent 8 years behind bars, during which his music didn't pause. Thanks to a digital studio inside prison, Jah Cure released 3 albums: Free Jah's Cure, the album The Truth, 2000, Ghetto Life, 2003, and Freedom Blues, 2005, some of which topped Jamaican charts. His voice became a beacon of resilience, turning hardship into creative fuel. After his release on parole in 2007, Jah Cure wasted no time. His first post-prison concert headlined the Reggae Sundance Festival in the Netherlands, signaling his comeback. He continued building his discography, dropping albums like Universal Cure, 2009, featuring collaborations with Junior Reid, Flo Rida, and Mavado, and World Cry, 2013, which included tracks with Rick Ross and Felicia. His 2015 album The Cure debuted at #1 on the Billboard Reggae Albums chart and earned a Grammy nomination, cementing his place in reggae royalty. In 2018, Royal Soldier followed suit, topping charts and delivering hits like Telephone Love and Risk It All. However, Jah Cure's journey hasn't been free of controversy. In 2021, he was arrested in Amsterdam for stabbing a music promoter, resulting in a 6-year prison sentence in 2022. Despite these setbacks, his impact on reggae remains undeniable. On the personal front, Jah Cure married TV host Camila McDonald in 2011. They welcomed a daughter in 2012 before divorcing in 2017. Jah Cure's tale is one of contrasts, smooth melodies shadowed by legal battles, and a spirit that keeps rising, reminding us that sometimes the deepest wounds give birth to the most compelling art. Kapton. When you think of a dancehall artist who blends raw energy with spiritual fire, Kapton's name blazes at the forefront. Known as King Shango, King David, the Fireman, and the Prophet, this Jamaican reggae and dancehall legend carries the fierce spirit of Rastafari in his music and life. Born Clifton George Bailey III on April 13, 1967 in Islington, St. Mary, Jamaica, Kapton embraced a new identity early on, ditching his birth name for one rich in African roots and Rastafarian power. Kapton's rise wasn't overnight. As a teen, he would sneak out to catch local dance hall shows before making the bold move to Kingston at 18, chasing a dream to become a DJ. His big break came in 1989 when he toured Canada with prominent artists like Ninja Man, gaining international exposure thanks to Stuart Brown's African Star sound system. His early tracks reflected the dominant dancehall themes of the time: party vibes, bravado, and street life, with hits like Bumbo Red and No Lotion Man. But the early 90s marked a turning point. Kapton's message grew conscious and commanding, with songs like Almshouse, Music is a Mission, and Tour echoing social awareness and spiritual upliftment. This shift earned him a deal with Russell Simmons' Def Jam Records, resulting in acclaimed albums, Prophecy and I Testament. By the late 90s, Kapton's fiery performances reignited his career. His '99 Reggae Sumfest headline set, followed by a string of hits on the More Fire album, confirmed his status as a dancehall heavyweight. Despite some critics suggesting a dip in quality by 2004, Kapton defended his wide-ranging work across both roots reggae and dancehall rhythms, continuing to release impactful songs like That Day Will Come. Kapton's influence isn't just musical. Deeply rooted in Rastafari, particularly the Bobo Ashanti Mansion, he promotes unity across all Rastafarian paths and embraces a vegan lifestyle, emphasizing purity in body and spirit. His famous fire lyrics symbolize cleansing and transformation rather than literal violence, a point he stresses amid controversies. Speaking of controversy, Kapton has faced backlash for lyrics perceived as anti-LGBTQ+, leading to concert cancellations in Switzerland and the US. Though he acknowledges his faith's stance on homosexuality, he insists his words are metaphorical and not calls to harm. Beyond music, Kapton's annual A St. Mary My Come From Charity concert supports local Jamaican schools and hospitals, highlighting his commitment to giving back. In the world of reggae and dancehall, Kapton remains a blazing icon, part prophet, part firebrand, with a voice that calls for both celebration and spiritual awakening. Sizzla. When reggae meets revolution, Sizzla Kalonji stands front and center, wielding his music like a rallying cry for change and spiritual awakening. Born Miguel Orlando Collins on April 17, 1976, this Jamaican powerhouse has carved a niche as one of the most prolific and influential voices in contemporary reggae, with a staggering 56 solo albums released by 2018. Rooted deeply in the Bobo Ashanti branch of Rastafari, Sizzla's art is a fusion of militant passion and conscious resistance. Raised in the vibrant community of Augusttown, Kingston, Sizzla grew up surrounded by Rastafarian values. Before his musical journey took flight, he pursued mechanical engineering at Dunoon High School, a foundation far from the stages he would soon command. His early musical education came through the Caveman Hi-Fi sound system, where he crafted a distinct style. 1995 marked a pivotal year as he linked up with producer Bobby Digital and gained momentum with X-Terminator label, alongside roots artist Luciano. Sizzla's breakthrough came under the mentorship of Homer Harris and producer Philip Faddis Burrell, which led to his debut Burning Up and its follow-up Praise Ye Jah. But it was the critically acclaimed Black Woman and Child album and its title track that solidified his place in reggae culture, becoming an anthem for many. Hits like Mountain and Babylon Cowboy followed, with his collaboration on Build a Better World, cementing his reputation as a voice of social consciousness. His discography spans over 45 solo projects and numerous collaborations, with many albums charting on Billboard's top reggae albums. Sizzla has also ventured into entrepreneurship, founding Kalonji Records, which partners with major labels to release albums like The Overstanding and Black History. But Sizzla's influence isn't confined to music alone. He's the driving force behind Judgment Yard in Augusttown, a community hub that supports local youth, offers mentorship, and houses his recording studio and label. This space fosters creativity and provides guidance to aspiring artists and residents alike. His outspoken lyrics often tackle themes of Babylon's corruption, oppression, Black empowerment, and Rastafari faith, stirring both admiration and controversy. Notably, Sizzla's refusal to condemn Zimbabwe's Robert Mugabe after performing at his 86th birthday and receiving land there sparked debate, though the artist insists his ties are with the people, not politics. Despite multiple motorcycle accidents and public backlash, largely over his anti-LGBTQ+ lyrics leading to concert cancellations worldwide, Sizzla remains unapologetic, standing firm in his artistic expression and resistance against oppression. In the landscape of modern reggae, Sizzla Kalonji is a force of nature, fierce, fearless, and forever committed to his message of revolution and spiritual depth. When music and street life collide, legends are born, and sometimes controversies too. These reggae icons have walked the fine line between beats and battles, shaping not just tunes but entire communities. Stay curious, stay safe, and keep vibing to the stories behind the rhythms that move us all.